fucking hate coming here.
I'm your brother, you my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Let's walk this way.
Is that Prince for King? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Come on, son. Love it.
But you gotta have strength to be able to talk like that. And strength ain't knowledge without no bankroll. Well, let me say it again. Strength with knowledge is one way, but if you don't have their God, aka they bankroll, they won't listen.
Do you think one of the things going on?
Oh, he's talking again. See, now they gotta say that and say, Mr. Hopkins is talking again. God we trust. Got money in your pocket? Now, if it's a phony, don't pour it out. Read the back of it. If it's counterfeit, don't pour it out. You know what that says? You know what that means, right? Power. Power. You ain't teach the brother the significance of that money? Oh, yeah. He ain't teach you the significance of it? Huh? I gotta find that. Right. Yeah, he didn't tell you the significance. Let me break technology down for you, forefathers. In God we trust. See, they understood. They understood.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty.
5 years later.
Dusty.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Now I want my money, all hunters in the.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty.
5 years later.
Dusty.
Big body bands, remember I used to be dusty. Now I want my money, all hunters in the.
So this is the second redo. I was talking earlier and I forgot to make sure I wasn't off mute. So everything I said, I'm gonna try to repeat it. Basically what I was saying is, yes, self-improvement is the ultimate thing to do. It's undefeated. You know, basically self-improvement is the Swiss Army knife. It takes care of probably most likely whatever you have a problem with. Self-improvement solves that problem. So that's pretty much what I focus on and what I know works. It works whatever problem that comes to your head, it works. It deals with it. Okay? It deals with it. Now, it might be harder for other people to self-improve. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, you know, it's everybody has their own problems, their own cards that they're dealt with they're born with, you know, health issues, all kind of stuff, right? But one of the things I do know is that self-improvement does work. Okay, it's the Swiss Army knife of all army knives. It deals with everything imaginable. because self-improvement involves you. It involves whatever your problems is, making sure you take care of yourself, making sure you have what you need, making sure you enjoying your life, making sure you're not worried about, or concern yourself about what somebody thinks about you. To a certain level, I'm gonna tell you real simple, just in a nutshell, with all of the pill stuff. I mean, self-improvement is the ultimate pill. Okay, it's the you know, the whatever pill you want to call it. It's the universal pill. That's what self-improvement is. Now the thing is this. What red pill is just awakening knowledge of basically self and what's going on. The black pills like, okay, now I got these people that know what I know this what's going on. I got to deal with them. I got to deal with the world. I got to deal with everything. And I still know and I accept it. I'm not going to jump out a fucking window. I'm going to accept the world for what it is. That's what the fuck that is. Now, you clowns, you bozos, you fucking beggars, and whatever the fuck you think you trying to do on YouTube, trying to spin it a narrative about it's, a bunch of dudes that's, you know, I mean, they might even, I mean, they, the whole incel shit or whatever, they might, that might be what that is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I can care less if that's what you think it is or not. How the fuck, even common logic? Let's talk about logic. Why would anything, if red pill is past black pill, I mean, or black pill is past red pill, why would you go to be a red pill dude and then, okay, you accept the truth and you just still gonna deal with life and everything, and you just gonna what? Just start getting fat and start jagging off and not dealing with women? That makes no fucking sense. And that's where your narrative, it's where you got to go hide in the closet and then come back out and then try something else, because that doesn't work. It doesn't even fucking make sense. And then how does that work if a motherfucker got kids? Okay, they got proof that they got actual proof that they got a whole family. They got whatever. They got a whole tribe of kids. How does that work? The thing about it is, here's the thing. People come on here, and I've seen people do this over the decades. Come on YouTube with narratives, and then those narratives get shot down like a damn a discus in a shotgun range, and then they don't really have anything else to fucking rely on, because they basically that people can tell they have a hardcore narrative that they trying to push and angle, and it's like, yeah, it gets shot down, then people looking stupid, you know. And it's like, here's the thing: self-improvement doesn't concern about none of that shit. Self-improvement doesn't have any fucking narrative. The narrative is the fact that you're self-improving, and it takes care of everything. It takes care of your haters. It takes care of all aspects of problems, because guess what? You're self-improving. Guess what you can get? More, more, more things to deal with your haters. That's what I'm gonna just say. That's what you get from self-improvement. You get more of things you need to deal with your haters. So it's gonna be even harder for them to hate. And then, they do hate, they gonna get a whole bunch of hate back, or problems to deal with. So, um, the thing is this. That's the core of this channel. It is financial, of course it is, but at the very core of it is self-improvement. Um, a lot of times I even forget that, even myself. Sometimes I forget that basically the core of who I am, what I do well, is self-improving. That's what I do. That's why that's why cats be hating, people be silent hating. That's some stuff. I'm gonna probably put that on a t-shirt. Quit silent hating. Have somebody whispering or a little emoji with a whisper. Quit silent hating. I might even, you know what I'm saying, don't even put the word silent in it. Just put the little emoji with the, finger over his mouth. Because it's like, I did a live and invited people to come up, but it's like, this is the thing. All that stupid, goofy shit, that food stamp mentality bullshit, as far as like just being a stupid motherfucker. That shit don't. It's no future in it. It's like MC Breed said, ain't no future in your fronting. And it's like, here's the thing. Men men alike, whatever, they, people are a threat to other people. For whatever reason, people territorial. They think this shit is like the fucking block or something. You could run motherfuckers off the block, or you could, ignore motherfuckers on the other block. And it's like, man, this shit is goofy. At the very simple core of it, self-improve. So all you gotta do, because while you're self-improving, people doing all these fucking Freudian mind melding experiences and experiments and narcissistic uh behavioral manipulation tactics. You're just going to go back and be like, oh, okay, I see what you on. You a silent hater. So I'll just go back to wherever I came from, and I'll continue to self-improve. And then let your hate absorb yourself until you, goddamn it, have a fucking brain aneurysm. So yeah, I mean, that's all said and done. Pretty much don't focus on that. That's negative energy. It's all you need to know. That is and that's basically anti self-improvement. That's all you need to know. If you needed to know that, that is anti your self-improvement. You don't even have to worry about that. And then part of self-improvement is understanding what is going on, reading the room, and moving accordingly. That's all you need to do. It's very, very simple. Will you part of this journey, part of my journey, okay? Let's go. Let's see here. It's like moving on up to the east side. You know what I'm saying? Part of my journey, I got a little bit more bougie, and I was already bougie. Other people don't like me even worse. Other people not listening to me even worse. And I get it. And it's like I understood what was going on. It's the life I chose. You know, I knew this world, what was gonna happen most likely. So I already like that, to be honest. I knew it was gonna be a situation where it's gonna be friends gonna be sideways. You know what I'm saying? Uh, People gonna be sideways. And it's probably gonna get worse. I don't suggest it get any better. I doubt it get any better because people are fucking territorial. People are, they have all kind of problems. And it's like all I can tell you is don't even worry about the shit. Just worry about your self-improvement. That part of your self-improvement is moving accordingly and understanding how to move. It's like look at yourself like you're a swordsman. You're a swordsman, and it's like other people are not gonna like the fact that you're whatever you have and whatever, and then you're a very good swordsman. They're gonna try to challenge you, and then you just basically all you got to do is do you. You know, do what you know to do. Train, um, keep moving accordingly, and do you, which is your self improvement. And just like that video, the guy was homeless, and years later he self-improved. That's it. He self-improved. He moved on. This is one of the best places to self-improve. If you are going to self-improve. Now, if you're going to be bitter, you're going to be hating on people because they look like they doing better, or they more privileged, or whatever you think in your head, that ain't self-improvement. That's a mental disorder or something like that. That's you probably having the same mindset of your mom, and you just envious towards others instead of like taking heed, like basically basically follow the leader Rakimasay. That was in the 80s, early 80s, mid 80s. I mean, that was the loop, or the yeah, that was the loop in the rap song. It was like literally follow the leader Rakimasay. Like literally that's what he was saying. He was like, I'm the best, follow me. Now you could try to be better than me, but I'm the leader, follow me. And that's not what I'm saying. But here's the thing. There are hierarchies to this shit. You either are better or you're not. And you probably are not better. So guess what? What does that mean? Probably need to follow somebody that's better and stop being a phony fuck and actually take heed. Get your pen and pad, take notes, and get the required material that you need to study, and make sure you pass the test. Yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta remind you that, a lot of what the problems you have is because you want to be the fucking chief. You don't understand that you gotta be the Indian first in order to be the chief. You think you're the chief already. And unfortunately, you was pretending to be the chief, but you was just an Indian. Even in the military, right? Okay, in the Navy, that's actually a thing. In order to be a chief on the enlistment side, right? You got to go from E1 all the way past E5, and then E6, then you become a chief. Okay. I actually asked my father before he died. I said, Dad, what's a chief? He said a chief is like a mini king. It's like a chief. Every kingdom has a chief. And it's like, okay, it's like, wow, I didn't know that. And it's like, yeah, just imagine you already think you an Indian. I mean, or you think you a chief and you really just an Indian. So you fucked around and lost valuable time in your life thinking you a chief, but you really just an Indian. So really you crazy, because you could have been a chief, but you was pretending like you was a chief, but you really was an Indian. And that's why I see you fucked up. You know, I see where the errors in your ways. And I just be just sitting there like no, I'm not 40. I'm not 40 plus years old. No, I didn't survive the crack era. No, I didn't survive uh Gulf War 1 and Gulf War 2, the Tylenol um poison epidemic. I didn't eat government cheese. No, that wasn't me. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. And that's what old dudes do. Older dudes just sit back like, oh, okay. You know, you don't think I know who you fucked 3 years ago, and you ain't telling me, or you keeping it secret and shit like that. You don't think I know what your problem is? Because 9 times out of 10, most men have had the same, especially black men have had the same problem or similar problems than other black men, younger or older. It's like, no, I just pretend like I don't know nothing.
You big dummy.
And I just sit back and I'll just be like, okay, I'll just I'll just I'll just focus on my own shit that I gotta deal with. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'll pop in and out, because basically I've already done the work, already pretty much uh live my life to the point where I understand what's going on and I move accordingly. But hey, if you don't respect my gangster, if you don't respect my gangster, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't motherfucking get through to you. I mean, it is what it is. I understand what's going on. I definitely understand what's going on. I should, you know, I definitely understand what's going on. It's a it's like a migraine headache that people have, that it's just like, man, you know, it just like they just it's like they have some type of demonic possession or some shit where it's like they think that I understand everybody has to think that they're better, but no, you're not. It's levels to this shit. And it's like, I get it. For whatever reason, um, people just they don't get it. They just, whatever that is, it's like, it's just, hey, it ain't my problem though. And I don't suggest you have to even, worry about that. You know, it's not it's not your problem. It's not your problem, man. Common sense. It's just like what? Primary school, right? The older kids know more than you. They know how to dress better than you. Usually know how to talk, better. They know more. Yeah, some people fall off. Some people smoke crack. You know, they do all kind of stuff and fall off. But they still know. They still know what happened. They know what they, survived. They know the hurdles above. They know ahead. They know the problems ahead, you know. So you ain't really got to worry about it. You gonna be that old dude one day, and you gonna be pretty quiet too. You gonna be quiet too. You just gonna be like, oh, okay, all right, all right, yeah, cool. But it's a lot of people, man, is that's dealing with a lot of problems. I get it. I know it's a lot of problems out here. The problems are here. They never really left. It never was a break. It was always problems. Those things were exacerbated. You were born with certain spoons. You were born, I did the video on spoons. You can look that up. Some people were born more affluent than others. But even some people that have pretty much was born in a family that was affluent, and then they uncle was touching them and all kind of shit, or they auntie or they cousin, or, it's like even certain f- families that got money, it's like it still ain't perfect. It's still something off there. You know, s- Something happened. Dude saw his his dad gets shot or some shit like that, you know. Uh saw his mom, some get arrested or something. I mean, just all kind of stuff can happen. Life doesn't stop for anyone. But people even if they had a basic family where what they weren't rich, it just still don't matter. Like I've seen people from the projects make it out the projects, go to college and live productive lives. They were professionals, doctors out the projects in Chicago. And I've seen people come from the suburbs and go and get on Section 8. I've went to high school with women that were in honor society, part of the honor society, and just chose to basically get Section 8 and rely on child support. Honor society. It don't really get no higher than that in high school. People all have choices. Self-improvement. Some people were even good at self-improvement in high school, but they just fell off for whatever reason. Life is very, very hard. What's going on? Salute, Alonzo. You don't gotta tell me that. We could talk about how hard life is and I can have probably a live stream for 8 hours that probably would most likely need a part 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. How hard life is. You know, that's really why things are so hard, because it's like life is not easy. Sometimes it is kind of seems like it's easy, but then it gets hard. Then it's like, okay, damn, sometimes people make things life easy. And that's the concept that usually happens. Like if someone never if I never had a bad hair day, never, like some days like I looked fucked up. I've had videos where I look fucked up as hell, look like a dusty, fat, broke bum. And then I got, pretty much videos where I look like a juicy steak. It's like, do I, I'll be tempted to just delete those videos and just be like, you know what, I don't want to show, you know, periods where I was, just going through changes, lack of sleep, you know, lack of um just stressed and if dealing with inflammation and all kind of shit. It's like, okay, no, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna self-improve. And then pretty much just it'll be what it'll be. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of times I don't think that I do think your first impression is your last impression to a very much degree. Um One of the things I'm very good at, and you could even talk about astrology. One of the things I'm good at, as far as me being a Virgo, is uh, self improvement. I remember many times women giving me a double take because they couldn't they thought because I was going through something at the time might have been a little looking a little struggly or whatever. And then boom, I pull out a motherfucking goddamn it Hawaiian shirt, you know what I'm saying, with some brand new jeans and some, what I'm saying, nice shoes on, glowing. Because it's like, I mean, it just is what it is. Sometimes people going through a mission or a journey or some struggle, and then they gotta get over it. That's happened so many times That's even happened to women that, pretty much I've been with. They like, damn, it's like this.
Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up.
I mean, it happens, man. People get people fucked up all the time, man. Happens every day. You know. Then sometimes people do just, get messed up. They see them on the street, man. They on drugs or whatever, and then they out there. They just stuck out there. And then they like, damn, no, you didn't get me fucked up. A person who's just out there, you know what I'm saying? Just stuck. And you can be stuck out here. I mean, this society now, it's a little different because like 20 years ago, they didn't have no GoFundMe. If you was strung out smoking crack, whatever, doing drugs, on some homeless stuff, whatever, you really just okay, you had to deal with whatever you had to deal with. You had to go to a homeless shelter or something like that. But it wasn't no GoFundMe. It wasn't the internet wasn't popping like that. It was, wasn't no GoFundMe. You had to go to some place to get some help or whatever, and that was it. Like they call those social safety nets. Like you had to go there. It was no GoFundMe, you know. And then here's the thing about GoFundMe and the thing about, just basically the value of women versus men. Women do have more of a, I have to admit that women have more of a value in society's eyes than men have. Men don't really hold that much value like that. And that's all men, but black men probably hold the least value because black men are the most hated. Um so as far as like I'll just saying concerns of like if you're struggling and stuff like that, like it depends. It's like, but it just really like a lot of dudes be on the wasteland, man, just trying to come up. People don't really care, like that, Um, but yeah, 20 years ago, wasn't no GoFundMe to get no help. And to be honest, from what I see now, that GoFundMe stuff that only works if you like a good influencer. If you're a good influencer, like Tommy and Tariq Nasheed, or Dr. Umar, or you're a woman with a child and you're homeless or something. That's pretty much who gets, as far as what I see, who gets GoFundMe's. Like I don't see no a dude riding a train all night in Chicago ain't getting no GoFundMe. Just not getting that. So it's just that's just how it is. Men do well a lot of times because men know ain't nobody coming to save nobody. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You gotta fall in line and do the best you can because ain't nobody gonna necessarily come help you like that. So that's why men tend to do well. Women pretty much know they got a lot of help. They got a lot of kind of like rescue plans that they have available. So the thing is that it's a lot easier, but men know they don't have those same rescue plans like that. But yeah, I mean, the whole hate thing and all that silent hating, It is what it is. People, that's what people do. Again, you don't have to worry about that. That's not something that you should concern yourself too much about anything. Enjoy your self improvement. That's all I can say. And it don't take that much to self improve. Really don't. In my opinion, it really don't take that much to self improve. It might not feel like self improvement because depending on what level you on, as far as in life, but if you got your own place, especially if you own it, you have a vehicle or two or whatever, and you own those vehicles, it's some power in that. It's a level of power that a lot of people don't really understand about self-improvement. A lot of people think self-improvement, again, you go out and you go to a car dealership and you go buy a new car, and that's you know a lot of people think that's self-improvement. That's not self-improvement. That's actually, really, to be honest, if you really have to do that, meaning you don't really have no other options, you need a vehicle, you might lose your job if you can't get another vehicle. I understand to a certain extent, even though there's other options available usually. But the thing is this: a lot of times that's actually self destruction, because if you think about it, that car payment is taken away from money that you could use to make more money. Anything that's taking money from you is a liability. It's really self destruction. It's more it's more added to your enslavement. It's more added to your um work that you have to do to self improve. So it is something that you got to be mindful of. But one of the reasons why self improvement works so well is because the independence that you have, it does help you. It does help you uh take care of yourself better, deal with things better. And certainly on this level, you most likely are not going to, once you start self improving, your friends, that you thought were your friends, now you got to get new friends because they don't want to deal with you no more. They don't want to hang out because they can't really hang out with you like that because they don't fit in. It's like, and then you have what is called, you have what is called basically survival's remorse. Especially if you're a person that's kind of like more extroverted, start having survival's remorse, because basically you've changed your life, and other people are still in the trenches, real like fighting heavy, you know, and you still might be in the trenches, but you got more stuff in the trenches than they have. They got one pea shooter with a couple bullets and a little jar of spam. You got an M4, with a scope on that motherfucker, with a whole bunch of bullets, and in a big backpack full of rations with a second backpack. I mean, I'm just trying to I'm trying to describe it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is man, um, you do what works for you. But yeah, it's a thing where self improvement works. It's undefeated. It deals with all problems. Like I said earlier in the other video, the pills, All that pill, the red pill is just self-awareness. It's self-awareness. The black pill is you're aware and you choose to accept the life as it is. You don't, choose to, do anything else. That's all it is. All this, women stuff, there was something that they spent, and it's certainly aspects to women's nature and all of that type of stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot to understanding women and stuff like that. It's sciences, it's all kinds of stuff when it relates to men and women's relationships. It's very, very deep. It's very deep. Okay. Um, Now it's not just that though. It's just like it's other things. It's like learning history, learning, what happened, learning all kinds of things. That's awakening to knowledge. Okay, getting enlightened, right? And then, the black pill is just basically accepting the world as you now newly know it than before, you being a blue pill. That's all it is. All this spin of narratives, these are people that's trying to spin a narrative for some type of gain, whatever that is. That's all you need to know with that. If you think that, okay, let's just say you being red pill, obviously you know more now about women. You know how to deal with women better. That you go black pill and all of a sudden you lose all of that. That doesn't logically make sense. Okay, you go from the red pill to black, and then all of a sudden you're some big fat incel that doesn't get you can't get laid, or you're some loser incel. That that doesn't even make sense according to the logic. If you follow the logic tree of red pill and you go to black pill, which means basically you a red pill and now you're accepting the truth for what it is and living your life accordingly. Now all of a sudden, because some, whatever group or whatever decided that they're gonna change that name, or they're gonna, do this and do that. I mean, here's the thing. It goes back to the very core of what I say about self-improvement. Who gives a fuck? Don't even I don't concern myself in that. And I don't suggest you do that. You just focus on your self-improvement. All all of that, all of these narratives, these narratives will basically explode like a clay when you shoot it with a shotgun. Okay. That's what's gonna happen. I done seen over the years, the decades of YouTube, people done stop YouTubing, people, all kinds of things happen. Of course, people losing their life, people stepping away from YouTube, people, just changing their whole life, and I mean, YouTube ain't nothing but a social media channel. It's like having a Facebook. You log into Facebook, it's like, oh, this is cool. Then you like, man, these a bunch of fake motherfuckers. Yeah, I don't like this shit. I'm stop logging into you. I'ma just delete my account. I'ma log off Facebook. That's what YouTube is. It's just a little different. It's a little different interface. It's a different concept, a different technology stack. That's all it is. I mean, people live their lives. Just, they deal with YouTube and then they stop. I've done that plenty of times. I've done that quite a few times. Like I've been seeing people do that. I've done that over the decades. And that's what's gonna happen. I mean, you gonna see that. People, like, man, what happened to that person? Damn, I liked them, they decided to call it quits or decided to do whatever they decided to do. But again, I mean, self-improvement I talk a lot about money. I talk about financial, planning, personal finance, but self-improvement is the core of what I talk about that works. Finances is one aspect of self-improvement. That's why I say it's a Swiss Army knife. It's actually, you could even say it's the ultimate pill. It deals with a lot of different things. Now, I'm not going to say that my message is not all over the place. And one way, one day I'm wacky, one day I'm not. I'm human. I mean, I'm dealing with my own self-improvement. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my self-improvement is probably really difficult to deal with. Okay. Other people's self-improvement might not be that difficult to deal with. They might have more to work with, they might have more people to work with, they might have a better situation. You can't judge yourself off of everybody else. Even if you try, it's best not to. Because everybody is born with different spoons. Everybody is born with different family dynamics, support systems, mindsets, stuff they going through, all kinds of different things. I can just tell you personally, from someone just trying to be transparent, is that my self improvement is difficult. It's very very difficult um to deal with. And you've seen that. I've been pretty transparent. I probably am one of the most transparent persons on YouTube. Um, I'm pretty transparent. Yeah, I mean my self-improvement journey, eh, I mean, I'm sure it's other people that's probably have a way more hardcore or hard to deal with self-improvement journey than mine. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say, damn, I got the hardest version of self-improvement than anybody else. No, I'm not gonna lie to you, say that. No, I've had it pretty good as far as things. I've had family help me out. You know, um, I have different gifts than other people have. I mean, I'm very well educated, very well self-educated. I come from good stock. My parents were educated. You know what I'm saying? Like highly educated. My family is pretty much highly educated. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandfather was a secret millionaire. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say, okay, I didn't have like an upper hand as far as things. You know, I did have a lot of upper hands, but that being said, it's still my self improvement journey personally has been very very challenging. It still is. I chose to do something most people would not do, and that's by basically a fixer upper. It's not even a fixer upper. It's like basically a complete gut job. I mean, a house is a complete gut job. It's not a fixer upper. A fixer upper is like something you buy that maybe you need to do the kitchen, the bathroom, the floors, maybe do some drywall patching, some repainting and priming, some renovations. Man, I did a whole construction project, a whole renovation project, and I'm still doing it. And I learned a lot of stuff. Had some bump my head here, bump my head there. I mean, and that's just that. I mean, I still got other things, I got life to deal with, and all kinds of responsibilities, including children, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's everybody's self improvement journey is gonna be a unique experience, and may or may not be more difficult than someone else's. But is the thing that matters is that you are self-improving. Self-improving helps other people self-improve. Like me, I coming on here, I'm telling you my journey, and it's helping you with your journey. I'm creating new things to help me in my self-improvement journey. I've created all kinds of things. It's I mean, did I create the Tesla coil? No, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the Slim Tea it definitely works. Definitely helps a lot. But that is just one aspect of things. I've created a lot of different things over the years, and I use it for my own self-improvement journey, and it helps. Because one of the aspects of self-improvement is basically your health. Your health is a very big part of self-improvement. That's why I put the etymology self, self, which is CELL. Part of your survival is part of homeostasis. That's in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Your homeostasis is your ability to survive, have healthy cells, get some type of parasitic disease or virus. You're going to have a hard time surviving. Your immune system will battle it and hopefully prevail, but that's part of what the basis of life is, having homeostasis. Your cells, are they able to regenerate? Are they able to ward off diseases? Your white blood cells are supposed to give you some type of immunity. you know so yeah, all of these aspects are unique within itself. Now here's the thing, there's a couple things you got to understand a part of your self-improvement journey. you know um you kind of being the lawnmower man. you know you getting yourself in more learning more new things, and getting more knowledge and understanding. You are going to go to a certain level where you're going to be weird. You won't have any choice but to be weird. Even if you try not to be weird, you're going to be weird because other people are not going to understand you. It's just like this, right? Look at yourself like um some type of video game character or something like that, or look at yourself like a computer. That helps describe things a little bit better, a lot better actually. Well, if you got more data than another computer that's older, that for whatever reason it can't hold that data, it doesn't have enough memory, it doesn't have enough hard drive storage to store that data or process that data, then the default processing will be like, it'll be an error. Well, when women say, because you ain't not worried about dudes, give a fuck about what a dude say. Well, when a woman say something, it kind of stings a little bit, because ultimately you wanted to, stick your dick in her mouth and you wanted to bust. So, she don't really like you like that. It's kind of it just hurts a little bit. I know I'm graphic, but hey, you should already know that by now. I'll hit you, you trying to watch this shit at work, and then, put the volume up. It's like, God damn it, this motherfucker said put his dick in your mouth and bust. God dog it. I gotta hit the button real quick. But anyway, you basically, yeah, the computation response will be error, which is weird. You're weird because they do not understand the fuck you're talking about. You done read, you know, I'm pulling out my books. That's part of that thumbnail is the books I have. That book on the right, the Supreme Knowledge, that's my mother's book. My mother was in the Nation of Islam. That was the book that they give them after they, basically get past their training. This is what I have. Mother passed away 2014. Um, that's what I have, man. I have some of her books, man. And the thing is this. This is what you need to know. And it's a reminder myself as far as my self-improvement journey. A lot of things what I was doing, I'm really realizing a lot more that I was trying too hard, and I've been trying too hard. And then I also need to focus on more on value. And what I mean by value is that I should be delivering more value as far as how I express myself. I should communicate more value. I should look like value every chance I get, except when I'm working on my house. I mean, I go to, I got to go to Home Depot or whatever. Okay, I'm working on something. I'm working on something. It is what it is. But the thing is that I need to focus on what reality is. Reality is this country is one of the richest countries in the world. Okay, it's connected to the UK, which is even richer. This country got a lot of money, people paying money. The fact that they not paying you, you just got to deal with that and figure it out. But they are paying. And again, money is a people's problem. Okay, money is a people's problem, and they paying people. That's all you need to know. And it might be frustrating. It might be frustrating. You think I don't get frustrated sometimes, but you gotta understand, and I'm trying to get you to understand, is that they will pay you. You have to get to the bottom of why they not paying or don't want to pay you. And you just got to realize it and deal with it and continue to self improve. Because once you hit it wide open, motherfuckers gonna start coming out the woodworks. You see it all the time. When you get on, you blow up, then motherfuckers got to come out. They got to be phony. They got to deal with you. They got to, what I'm saying, spend some money with you. They got to break bread with you, whatever, because you the man. That's all you need to know. You the man now. You the new man. You the Johnny come lately or whatever. Everybody be fake with Johnny come lately. Here Johnny come, people start, what I'm saying, they start being quiet. They start, they change up, you know, because Johnny, what I'm saying, Johnny got it now. He's the new one that he's the new dude on the scene. He's got some money. He's in a new neighborhood. He's new. People don't know who he is, what he's doing, who his family is, whatever. But what a Johnny come lately dude messes up is he thinks people are supposed to accept him no matter what. No, they don't. And usually, I'm gonna be honest, people don't really rock with Johnny come lately because they don't know him and they don't know really much about him and they don't trust him. A lot of it is based off of trust and understanding. They don't know you or trust you, or you just don't really fit in. You don't fit in for whatever reason. One of the biggest things that I learned just recently is called the DISC personality metrics. I was watching. I'll tell you where I was watching. I was watching this guy. Let me see here. What is his channel's name? Um, mm, I'm trying to think of what his channel's name is. Rich and Unemployed, I believe, is what it's called. I believe that's what it's called. And I mean, he has somebody on there as a businessman, and he says he helps people that are, he does a lot of different things. But what he talked about, where I centered in on and where I learned was he talked about the DISC personality method. And that was something new that I was like, oh, okay, that's something new that I can, learn or whatever. And when I figured that out, and I was like, oh, okay, I see, okay, people have different personalities. Some people are strong at influencing people, and influence is one of those portions of the DISC personality method. Some people are very good at influencing people. Okay, they're very good at talking or communication, or even their energy levels is able to really connect with people. And then it's like people like me, I just talk and I don't care. I just talk. I'm not trying to passionately speak in a tone to get you to, listen to me, and just don't care. I come from an aspect of I don't care if you like me or want to listen to me. I'm just saying what I need to say because um I want to say it. It's not that I'm trying to sell you on anything and passion. I certainly can. I can sell. I can sell like my light bill depends on it. Yeah, I've been there before. Been in the flea market. I've had a store and I'm really trying to sell you on something. But I ain't gonna lie, the best salesmen, they sell you stuff that based off of you needing it. You don't need it. It is what it is. They already financially strong to where they have a good customer base, they got a good product, they got a good service, they know the value of it, and they hold on that. And they try to do whatever it takes to, maintain that value and move on. But it's the thing is that you got three types of people when they are trying to. You got three types of buyers, and I was gonna say this the other live stream, but I was all over the place. But basically, the first buyer is the person that's the early adopter. They're very interested right away, and they're just interested, and they're gonna buy. They already know that they want to buy it. Okay. The second person is really kind of just indifferent. They don't know if they want to buy it. They don't know if they need it. They don't know if they want it. Those people kind of need to be kind of, nudged a little bit, be sold a little bit on the product or service. Then the third, it's just never really interested, never was interested. It's just, a lot of people are just like that. They're just not really interested. They never gonna be interested, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, for whatever reason. They're just not interested in your product or service. It's just how these are three. Those are three types of buyers, or potential buyers. You know what I'm saying, when you're trying to sell something. So that's that being said, a lot of times it's a situation where um you just have those different types, that you got to work with or whatever you got to deal with. But some people are very good at influencing people. Okay. And people are becoming more aware of that because they're starting to see, damn, well, I get this dude some money and then no school opens. And he says he's going to build a school and he talks so great, but he can't build this school that I gave him all his money for. I've yet to see this school. you know, it's like, damn, what's going on with this school? Oh, damn, I get this dude some money. Okay, he opens up a museum, but damn, it's a damn, fucking nightclub. Okay, well, all right. I mean, it kind of makes sense because to me, I don't see no problem in it with, Tariq Nasheed's nightclub museum because that's the type of people that he's fucking entertaining. People that like to party and kick it and, into personalities and shit like that, you know, vibing and cooling and kicking it. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, I think it's genius, to be honest. I mean, have a fucking lounge and a museum because That's what people like. That's what people are into and shit like that, you know. Um, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is what I'm saying is people are good at influencing people. I ain't necessarily that dude. I ain't never probably gonna be that dude, you know. Um, I don't know who the hell. I don't know what impact this YouTube channel has on people as far as like me getting any financial benefit from it. I have no understanding of how what financial benefit I get from this. I have no clue. Now, do I do other stuff? I mean, yeah. Did I do well last year with that other stuff? Yeah. That's why I made over $100,000. I don't make $100,000 for my job. I was hustling last year, and I mean, does that have something to do with YouTube? I have no idea. I don't. I think so, maybe, because I do have like certain funnels and shit like that, but I don't know. Do I care? I mean, sometimes I do. Then I remind myself, like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I guess you can focus on certain things. I mean, obviously you can, but um, it's still people that just, they're into influencers like that. That's what people are into. Like they're into people that they have a look that they like. They have a way of they like their tonage and voice. They like their podcast setup or some shit. I don't know. Um, I just know that. I mean, that's what people are into. I mean, do I have a degree of influence? I mean, of course I do. But I also remember that. You know, I'm reminded of this. Like I've said some things and it kind of got under people's skin. It hurts people. I hurt people, and I know I do because I was listening to somebody that got more money than I do. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hurt. I was like, God damn, hell no. I was listening to somebody, man, that got more money than me. I was like, I was like, damn, that's how I make people feel. God damn, I gotta be mindful of that shit. I'm motherfucking hurting motherfuckers. I mean, shit. I'm thinking, I'm just giving people some goddamn tough medicine, but and then I'm giving people ways to get out of it, ways to help you. The dude I was listening to was just like, man, you just a broke motherfucker. Just a bum ass motherfucker. Like I was like, damn. But I mean, even him, he would give little pointers and shit like that. But I'm like, damn, that shit cold. It's like I don't do that. I be like, this is, I got slideshows and fucking, I got a book I'm selling and got a website, a blog to help you, different insights and knowledge and help you with your finances and all kind of stuff. And I mean, I got consultations, all kind of things. It's like, I mean, I still, yeah, like I've said some things I know that stings people and stuff. And it's like, damn, I'm like, wow, I got a taste of that shit. I was like, and dude ain't even rich. I mean, dude's just a regular dude that, like, this is what you could do. And this is what my uncle did, right? You could just go to work every day for about, especially if you got a state job or a city job, right? You go to work for about 20 years. That's a long time. And definitely here's the thing, right? You go to work for 20 years and then you get a pension or you get an early retirement package or something, whatever the hell it is. I don't know, because I ain't never worked that long. Um, Obviously. But yeah, that's all it takes. And then you'll get retirement and you'll get a pension. And you literally, yeah, you could be like you'll be pretty well paid. And you can still work, you can still, um do whatever you need to do. And you got that guaranteed check. And then you got people that they ain't even work, they don't even work a job. They good in business, they good at whatever Like, it's a chick. She's is the latest chick I seen. She 19 and she sell hair weaves. She's got a TikTok. That's where I saw on TikTok. 19 years old. She's already a millionaire. Ain't worked 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. None of that. She's 19, already a millionaire, selling lashes, weave, eyebrows. I mean, well, I just said eyebrows. That's what they used to call it in the 80s. This is new terms, lashes. That's just I noticed that term the last like 5 years or so, lashes. We called them eyebrows because people actually they had eyebrows. Like, okay. So anyway, yeah, she's 19 and she's already a fucking millionaire. Okay. You gotta respect that shit. I do. Some people don't. I do because I know how difficult that is. Most people, okay, I've already did a show on or live stream on, how hard it is to become a millionaire. Everybody knows it is. It might not be a big deal depending on whatever where you live or whatever. But the thing is that people aren't millionaires. And it's very few, even on YouTube, it's very few millionaires on YouTube as far as like that I know of. I know it's like maybe a few. And then some people, I mean, who's telling people that they're millionaires? Nobody really putting a fucking, they're not saying that, but you could probably say, like, safe to say, yeah, this person probably is, but you don't know unless somebody tell you. And then really, how would you really know? You need to see actual either some type of like bank statement or uh not even that. Like, I mean, it's something. It could be a lot of things. It could just be, the verification. You are definitely a millionaire. Okay. You could even that's why people get mansions and stuff. Because okay, the mansion is worth so much, it's worth $1 million or better. They live there. That's why people get Land Rovers and Range Rovers and all of that because it's like, okay, uh, Ferrari, certain model, if you know the model and everything, you know how much it costs. Lamborghini, okay, this is about $200,000. So it's $250,000 close to it. They got some money. They might not be a millionaire. They might be close to it than the person is driving a Toyota Camry. But typically, like the person that actually, to be honest, if you read the book, The Millionaire Next Door, the average millionaire doesn't really have all of that. Average millionaire probably does have the Toyota Camry. That's reality, as far as statistically speaking. And the millionaire next door kind of opens the door of who is actually millionaires. Their cultural designations. 'Cause most of the millionaires in this country are white people, right? Asians, right? But white people are all not one monolith. They have different groups. You got WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. You got Jews. You got Russians. You got Scottish, German, Polish, Italians, Spanish, you know, Portuguese, French. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different groups within that main group or Europeans, whatever. It's not just one monolith. And they don't all, I mean, they all cool with each other, I guess, but then they all have different languages and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, most of the millionaires are, as far as like as far as like you got percentages, I mean, they said I think in that book, I still have that book as well. It's in somewhere around here, but that book, I think they said the most people that had the money, the most millions. I forgot. Want to say it's probably the Wasps because that's most of the group, but if you break it down statistically as far as numbers, the Jews have the most money as far as per capita, as far as their group, because it's not that many. It's like they're like 1% of the population, but they have a lot of ownership and a lot of wealth. So they would probably be number one in that group. But I mean, that book is a very good book to, that's why I promote it, because it's like, okay, if you get my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan, I mean, it's a good book, definitely a good book. But if I had to promote my book with another, let's just say a companion book, I would say The Millionaire Next Door would be something that you would get as a companion book, because it tells you who has the money. And I'm not gonna lie. That's the one, and I've said this before. It's very powerful to know who has the money. When you go out and you hit that door, it's powerful knowing who has the money. I'm not saying you should treat people different because they don't have any money. I don't do that. I know people do that, and I know they do that, but I don't. I'm not saying that's what I do or what you should do. I'm just saying knowing who has the money does help if you're trying to make money, wouldn't it? When you think that when you think that helps a little bit, knowing who has the money when you're trying to make money. That's why I say that book is very good. And it was a bestseller and all of that. um New York Times bestseller and all that, because it was a good book. It explained who was these people that was so-called millionaires. What did they work? How old were they? Were they married? What car did they typically drive? How they dressed? Um, what type of house they had? What were the categorical groups as far as cultural groups of these millionaires? Well, my book don't go into all that. It goes right into, okay, save $1,000, work your way up. Like, it don't go into all that. And I mean, some people might not have any value in understanding who's a millionaire, but I think it is valuable. It definitely, because you'll be surprised. A lot of people do think, "Oh yeah, I go get a mansion," and I ain't say you should. I was just saying that's why people do that. That's why people go get mansions and Lambos, Ferraris, and Corvettes and all that, because they know those are high cost items, and typically millionaires and billionaires do have those things. So that's why they get those, and that's why they have those. The average millionaire does not have those things. There a lot of people that really, really into saving money, and that's why people are either savers or spenders. I do believe that. I mean, my book kind of helps you, kind of, if you are a spender, kind of save a little bit more, kind of trick yourself to save a little bit more. Now, being that most millionaires, they are typically frugal. In a sense, I would say that they're cheap. They're cheap, typically cheap. Like, they don't, reason why they don't get a Ferrari, because it's not really to your advantage to get one. Um, you're spending a lot of money, and then you drive it off the lot, and then you lose money. And it's just a show car. Attracts a lot of attention. The average person that's a millionaire, a lot of times what helped them get there was them being real cheap, saving a whole bunch of money, and not spending a lot of money. That's why I say, getting car payments, getting high price mortgages, that doesn't really help in your self improvement. That helps again in your self destruction. You know what I'm saying? That's why people get divorced and stuff like that, cause of bills. I saw people get divorced. Me growing up as a youth, I saw one of my friends that went to the NFL, his parents, they broke up, and one of the reasons was, it wasn't the ultimate reason, but it was one of the reasons that exacerbated the situation, was the debt and bills. One person didn't like the bills getting paid or not getting paid than the other. Now, I will say this. That's not the ultimate reason why people divorce. That's just one reason they stayed on paper. It's really, if you really think about it, and this kind of goes in the whole peels and understanding and awareness with women and stuff like that. The reason why women trip about bills and stuff like that, usually the reason why is because they just don't see no value in taking care of you. That's really what it is. If they're able to take care of you, or ride it out with you, and then they make more money or they spend more money for a period of time till you get it together, um they'll do it. If they really really into you, if they really into you, they'll do that, and they will complain. They'll have minimal complaints doing it. And um it's women that don't, have no money. They're primarily getting provided for by their man. They'll go and get a job and freaking go, basically help pay the bills. My grandmother did that. So I'm not even speaking off of like some generalization. A lot of times I'm speaking off of what I've seen. One of my sister's friends, her her basically boyfriend basically was a homosexual in theory, where he didn't pay any bills. And I don't, I really, what I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna say all guys in that dynamic is a homosexual, but it'll be a hard argument for me to say they're not. Some people just have an arrangement where I'll say that the guy is more of a consort. The woman has ability to pay for everything. She already has the money. She just wants somebody to be there for her, a companion, someone to help her out. You know, I've seen that dynamic, and I've seen it more than once. There's a lot of women that have that dynamic, and it's actually not really that bad. I just wanted to fuck my sister's friend. That's why I'm mentioning this shit. And I definitely, at the time where I was living with my sister, I definitely was making enough where I could at least, I don't know, I'd have to see how much her mortgage was, but I probably could have paid at least the mortgage. Yeah, I could have definitely went 50-50. Yeah, my sister friend, she had, oh man, she had a but a badunkadunk. I mean, she, man, I mean, the whole get up, just stripper by, and she had a pretty good job. Like, she just worked, had a good job, saved up money, um, credit good, built the house from the ground up. I mean, just a real well-rounded chick. But she had a dude that, she liked to she liked to lay up with. I mean, for whatever reason, women don't like to be by themselves, man. Women typically, it's not really smart. It really is not wise for them to be by themselves because they could be vulnerable to a lot of different things, and I've talked about that many a times. So I do understand it. I'm just saying I just wanted to sleep with my sister's friend. That's why that's why I was kind of like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yep, I definitely did. Well, she already had somebody. She had a dude that didn't really work. He was just there, you know. House. She had a houseman. Um, it's a lot of dudes out there, housemen. They don't even have no job. Or they might their full-time job is DoorDash. They don't do it on the side. That's their full-time job. And they make whatever they could make. And they, you know what I'm saying? They go do some errands. They take out the garbage. They go pick up dinner. They're like companions, but extra, with a plus. I was doing a TV project, man, deep in Indiana, and the dude that he was kind of like the project manager for the operation or whatever for the school, or for not the school but the project. The dude I was talking to, he was talking about. I was talking to a dude that was there, or whatever, working, and he older dude or whatever, probably in his late 50s or early 60s or something. He was talking all about, man, I'm gonna start a non-for-profit and already got a non-for-profit at my church and all this other stuff. We was talking and stuff, and the dude wasn't there one day. He was late or whatever. And the guy was like, man, that is my brother-in-law. That dude don't believe none of that old bull crap he talking about. I mean, he lived with his wife, and his wife basically takes care of him. We don't really like his ass, but we got to deal with him. And he needed a job, so I just got him on to the project because trying to get him something to do. And once I knew that, I was like, okay, yeah, after that, it wasn't the conversation was very much at a minimum because I knew he was full of shit. But the point is, the dude was literally getting taken care of by his wife. So when I say the whole bill stuff, that's not that concrete as far as people. Yeah, people do break up off of money problems and stuff like that. But you got to understand, it's a woman going to go sell her pussy basically for free and get the money back to a dude because basically she ain't getting that money. She giving her full body to another person and bringing that money back to a dude for for her dude, her pimp. So you gotta understand, man. It's like it's levels to this shit. If you just look at the surface, you won't get the full answer or get to the basically the meat and the potatoes of things. You just be like, oh yeah, they just break up over. When I was younger, when I heard that, I was like, damn, they just broke up over bills. Damn, that's fucked up. Well, my parents, they break up every now and again for bills too, but my father just seems to keep coming back. Shit, the fuck, you know. So it's like, yeah, man, it's crazy, but it's not just that, man. It's you got dudes that are in prison. I did a video. I mean, I didn't do. I mean, I uploaded a video of a chick that basically she got married by a dude in prison, and then was hanging around her cousin or the dude's cousin, and you know what happened. You know the rest. So I mean, the thing is that basically, um, it's not everything you think it is. It's a woman's desire. If she desires a dude, it ain't really much she ain't willing to do for that dude. You know, you see, that's what you see in Snapped. I used to when I remember I used to have cable and you know I used to watch different stuff. I mean, a lot of times there's so much to watch, right? I used to watch Snap and that shit used to trip me out. And it used to be like, dang, these chicks was setting dudes up to get murdered for their man. Some of the chicks was even setting their whole family up, or setting their family member up to they dude to rob their family member or set their family member up. I'm like, damn, that's tripped out, man. I'm looking at that and I'm like, and Snap was primarily, if you don't know what Snap is, you most likely know what it is. It was primarily, basically the sisterhood, um, primarily on Snap, and they would do all kind of stuff in desperation for their man. And even the dude wasn't really, I mean, he wasn't even really with her like that. It's all kind of stories like that where the chick, she would be running cards, um using stolen credit cards and stuff like that for her boyfriend. And then her boyfriend got other chicks too and all of that type of stuff. It's just like the woman ain't really willing to just do certain extremes, or even that's like all of that other stuff I just said. That's light work compared to, oh, you gotta maybe work an extra shift, work some overtime to pay some bills, or maybe you gotta you know set up a little mini daycare to make some extra money to pay some bills. But y'all, quote unquote, got divorced over bills. It wasn't bills. It was deeper than that. She didn't see no value like that in you, or she wasn't that type of woman that she wanted that, or chose to deal with a dude like that, or whatever, or had problems. Because I mean, basically, my the family I'm talking about, she already had kids when she met the guy I grew up with, his father. She already had a couple children. And that's why dudes be like that. With single mothers, they different. They have a lot of times they have a different mindset when it comes to a new guy. You gotta understand, they done already had one of the most hardest breakups. They done already went through one of the most hardest breakups a woman could go through. Meaning someone she got pregnant by, she already had the child, and she broke up. She done went through nights of crying, snot coming from her nose, crying. I'm talking about deep, deep crying and painful anguish and gut wrenching hurt from the dude not wanting to be with her no more or whatever. And she moved on. She found a way to move on. Whatever she did to do that, she moved on. Now she sees somebody else. She done already went through that. Sometimes, and this is where I like, go into psych territory, and what I'm saying, be, get on some psychological type shit, which I certainly can. 'Cause I went to school for it, because I was going to school to be a social worker. And not even because I went to school for it, it's just really just common sense, really. Just, you know, understanding, women, and understanding just what people go through. Basically, she's already accustomed to pain and hurt. It's like kind of like having your war stripes. She already got war stripes in pain and hurt. Going through it again, is light work to her. Matter of fact, she ain't gonna even probably go through it again because a lot of times women they make it no they go through life not wanting to have that pain again, so they have their guards up, they have walls up, and they don't want and they'll even stay away from men or even get away from men altogether and go with women because they don't want to deal with that pain anymore. That pain was too much. And then even if they go still deal with dudes, now you dealing with a fucking sergeant at arms that done already went through pain. She's got war stripes. She got a badge, a campaign, a war campaign badge. Okay, dealing with her baby daddy or ex-husband. Now she's dealing with you, and God forbid you don't be a simp. Oh, she's gonna absolutely abuse you. And then the breakup won't be nothing to her because she's already dealt with it and dealt with worse. She done dealt with her baby daddy kicking her out on the highway, at night, mosquitoes tearing her ass up, having to deal with a hitchhiker to pick her up. I mean, being a hitchhiker, she done went through all kind of fucking secret shit. And then women don't really tell you what they go through because they might have an intent if they, and a lot of times they do have an intention to manipulate you. They're not gonna tell you what everything they done, what everything they went through. Shit's a secret. The time they had to sell pussy, they're not gonna tell you that shit because they know you're not gonna want to deal with them. You gonna look at them a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, you got um, you got to know what you're dealing with, man. Like I don't know, man. I mean, I like I say, I don't know. People real quiet, so I don't know what the fuck, man. Like, I mean, people be sneak soaking or whatever, and then they go on about their way or whatever. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? People, some people give me my, proper credit or whatever. But then, people just do a sneak and go. A lot of times, whatever they get ideas to talk about what they gonna talk about on their next, live stream or video or whatever. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm coming from an aspect of self improvement. I don't get no fuck. That's the reason why I'm talking because I know it's on a public platform. I'm expressing myself. It's free 99. All I know is if I listen to you, I probably know where you got it from. That's all I'm gonna say. And shit, I don't know. Some people do shout out other people, and it's like then it's like okay, if they don't shout you out, I don't know, man. You got a lot of shit going on. You got people that they torment people if they find out you listen to somebody they don't like. It's like it's some weird shit. All you got to do again, dealing with all of that, the best thing you could do is self improve. Okay, that deals with all of that because being in that you know nice house, having the cars that you want to drive, whatever those are, and living the life you want to live because basically, yeah, one of the things about self improving, it definitely helps when it comes to you know you being the better man and you knowing you the better man. Guess what? Women know their value to a certain extent. Um, some they might have a overvaluation to themselves, just like a startup. A lot of startup companies they have an overevaluation. What typically happens in that situation is that overvaluation deflates. Like for example, uh, Blockbuster used to be valued at so many billions of dollars. Then I think the last time Blockbuster was bought for like some millions. Um, so it's like it depends on like time and women have competition too. Women have I know you heard this before. So woman that turns 21 every day or 18. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like the thing is that, man, I mean, a lot of times it's a situation where, because men typically have more time, the time factor with men, it's more of a time frame as far as product, I mean, as far as reproductivity, um or reproduction, we have more time. We can actually wait it out, you know, if that's what you choose. I don't recommend that, but the thing is that that woman that you saw that was the shit, you can see her 10 years from now, and she might have, had a good time. She was hanging around, she was with a lot of dudes, and she done, got, I call them got caught. She got caught by one. She had a baby, maybe had two. And then, pretty much, things kind of transpired where maybe they went the other way, after a while. And then now she's got two babies. And yeah, she used to be real, real thick. Thing was poking out, you know, everything was excellent. But then now she's a little bit more fat. The plates were plating. Um, you know, you probably you remember that woman who she was, but she's not that same woman. She's different. A lot of different things going on. But in her head, she kind of still thinks that she's that woman that she was 10 to 15 years ago. Now, some dudes might try to go get that same chick. I mean, I don't know. But the thing is that she's on a discount rack now, obviously. But then you got some women that in their head, they don't even think they're on a discount rack. They still think that they're for sale, like like they're the regular retail. It's like a car, right? So you ever drive past a car lot? I'm sure you do this from time to time. I actually was, I was trying to get a car or whatever, and I did. Um, and I was looking at these cars, and a lot of these cars I could tell were way overpriced. I'm like, damn, these cars are overpriced like a motherfucker. And it's like, yeah, that's what typically happens. Like a lot of women, they have a over evaluation, a overvaluation, and then you know what happens is, well, just like that car dealer, they can still try to hold their price. But what happens is they're gonna have to eventually come to a choice where they're gonna have to lower the price, or go out of business. And what typically happens is either one or two of those things. Usually they'll lower the price. So yeah, I mean, the thing is that as far as you and then where self improvement comes along, well, you know, those women have to make the best choice they can. A lot of times they don't necessarily make the best choice. Some guys try to go, pluck them after they absolutely got destroyed, and they got put in a clearance box. I mean, I don't know. Some guys, try to just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna deal with the new sale items. I don't know, man. I mean, that's your decision to choose from what you want to choose from, but definitely self improvement helps with that because I will say, women will respect you after they have seen some improvement. They might still be hating on you or look at you like you ain't shit, but they could tell, women could tell that you self improved if they see you before. Okay, you were basically maybe living with your mom, you were driving a used Dodge Caliber, and then now they see you with a Tesla You know, they don't see your job, but they know you're employed. You know, you look like, you're pretty decently employed, or business is good. Um, you got a decent place to live, right? So you go out in the world and they could, women, let me tell you something about women. Women are very spiritual, okay? I actually came, this is what I came to understanding more today or recently, right? This is actually yesterday. Cuz I've been researching a lot about, I've been going back into esoteric um conversations, discussions. And one of the things that I kind of added to just with my own understandings and theory is that women are more kind of like, as far as what you want to say, as far as their nature. I just look at, this is how I look at women versus men. So men typically are the light, okay? Light bearers, the light. Women are darkness. And the reason why I believe women are more like darkness is because of who they are as their being. They create life. You know, them dealing with them being a woman, having periods, having an open wound, having the ability to actually have life creating and forming inside them. That's kind of very weird and kind of dark. Like kind of like just, even creating a life out of darkness, creating matter out of darkness, like, so that kind of, in my opinion, that kind of explains why they like men that may not be so much into the light, might be more into darkness, selling dope, shooting, robbing, you know, scamming, scheming, you know what I'm saying? Like, into the darkness, into the dark world, having a dark soul. A lot of those men, a lot of men in general do have a dark soul. And the men that do have that darkness and that dark soul tend to do better with women. I'm one of those men. I just have to tell you, my soul is very, very dark. Sometimes it's darker than other. I mean, it depends. But I do have a dark soul. How do you get that? Well, dealing with dealing with life. Um, kind of like being close to death and dealing with it, and accepting it. That's part of I would say even part of the quote unquote black pill, accepting death, accepting one day you're gonna die, or even possibly someone could kill you, and accepting that shit, not being scared, not being worried, not being concerned. I mean, going doing whatever it takes to be able to, kind of deal with that, or defensive, of course, but accepting it, not being scared about someone possibly coming after, killing you. At one time, I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that. But guys that out in the streets and stuff like that, they deal with that, and they deal with that more than probably the average person, because they're dealing with people and groups, and they all hunting each other. They trying to shoot and kill one another. They, what I'm saying, could go out one day, somebody shoot them, and then somebody else got to shoot them back. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of darkness, a lot of you know, you could say evil or whatever, but they're dealing with a lot of dark behavior, a lot of uh, uh you know uh, dark realities, you just want to say. And that's why I think women are intrigued to a certain degree about men like that. Even men in the military, that's the reality. You know, dealing with, being in a war, um, being, around surrounded by situations where you could die at any moment. Police have to deal with that, firemen have to deal with that reality, paramedics, EMTs have to deal with that reality. So women, I think, are intrigued more so by men that deal with that reality and know maybe more so how to deal with that reality than other men that don't, or are not, you know um have not walked that path. And it might go into basically street smarts, being street aware, or being aware of the darkness, and where it may lead you. Some men know more about that than others, so um it whatever you take of that, so be it. That's just my theory. But anyway, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. Um, you know, Pretty much let's see here, 1 hour 50 minutes. Uh Let me see what else uh mm. But yeah, self-improvement is undefeated. It's self-improvement is undefeated. You know, it all I mean it just is. People gonna start coming after you when you start self-improvement. If you just, sitting on a bump of a log, it probably ain't gonna bother you. But as soon as you start self-improving, you know what I'm saying? You in them trenches, you start to self-improve and you trying to get out them trenches, man, dodging bullets, and then, what I'm saying, me go here, you trying to go here, whatever, you know, and bullets start, trying to come their way after all of a sudden the hurdles and stuff start showing up. But self-improvement does get you to this level. A lot of people don't probably even never even get to this level because it's not necessarily easy to even get there. And further beyond and so on and so forth, it's not easy either. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it and everybody would be able to do it. Definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy. So um again, I mean, self-improvement is definitely undefeated.